Hey guys, Mahesh here. So today I'm going to talk about this stock which I just bought this morning, and I have put together my research. I spent over an hour to put together the research so that I can share with you all why I decided to buy this stock. And I will also talk about why the stock price is low right now and why I feel there is an opportunity. So let's start with the company. Here is iRhythm Technologies. Ticker symbol is IRTC. So as you guys can see, I bought around 195 shares of this company. The order was filled at $174.14. I invested around $34,000 today, and I'm just gonna explain to you why I decided to put this money in this company today. So let me go to the next slide. Okay. So let's first start with what is this company about iRhythm Technologies. So this company is a digital healthcare company. Their main focus is ECG monitoring products. They have a product called Zio. It's essentially a single-use wire-free, a patch, a wearable patch which has a biosensor in it that records the patient's data, and then they have their proprietary way of analyzing that data and coming up with concise and actionable reports for physicians. They also have collaboration with this company called Verily Life Science. So this company is a third-party company. All they do is focus on research and development for cutting-edge technology, medicine, developing new products, developing new, research around the whole healthcare industry. So this is another collaboration that they have. So let's talk about their product, Zio. So what it is it's as I said, it's a device that a physician will um, recommend, and then a staff will order, and they will mail it out. Patient will get it. Then patient will apply that biosensor. They will wear for 14 days. So during those 14 days, it will collect the data, all those heart pulses and all of that. Then what patient has to do, they have to put it back in the envelope, and they have to send it back. The company receives it. They will pull the data, they will analyze the data. They have already built these cutting edge algorithms, and then they will upload the report for physicians to see. And then after reading those reports, they can diagnose whether there is a need for any further steps or not. So that's their whole how their product works. So let's talk about the market in general. So what they focus on is cardiac arrhythmia. So it has a growing market, and especially for the device market size, for this disease or this health condition, it's growing. So it is expected to reach around $38 billion by 2025. So this is a report I pulled from internet. I did some research around it, so the number seems to align. So this is a good news because the market is growing at a very healthy rate. So I see that overall there is a good market opportunity here. So let's talk about the current technology, where it stands today. So the devices, the ECG monitoring devices, the current algorithms, they are literally 60 years old. So imagine, if the underlying algorithm, if the underlying technology is that old, doesn't matter what you add, how you improve it, how you display it, right? In the end, the physician will have data which is generated from this underlying technology, which is like very old, and then it comes to that physician's experience, how they analyze that data. So literally that, if the physician is good, really good, then that's great. But not all people, not all the doctors are have same experience. So by improving the technology, by improving that data, you can literally improve how they are diagnosing those diseases, those conditions today. And if they can diagnose it better, then they can help the patient in more effective way. So that's my belief. So how iRhythm technology is making a difference. So as I said, they have wearable biosensors, of course, FDA approved devices. So one thing in healthcare, it's known to everybody. So it relies on like a clinical evidence for adoption. I mean, more adoption you will have, the profitable that the company, the faster that company will grow. So the growth rate of a company, if the product is great, if the market adoption is happening, you will probably see lot of upside. And that is the same story I am seeing after looking at their revenue. I mean, the story that I see from here, I look from 2014 to 2019, how their revenue is growing. So it's not growing like 22 million, then 24 million. It's growing 20, 22, 36, 64, 99, 147, 215. So this growth rate tells me a story which is a good story, so which is a good news to me. They heavily invest in the technology. I mean, I have listened to their president. One thing I look for is any company which leverages a cutting edge technology, that you should keep an eye on those companies. So they leverages data analysis, machine learning, deep learning. They have over 26 peer review publications. And after studying those publications, it is proved that they have a superior technology, they have superior approach than today's technology. So what they do, they basically curate, like from this one device, they are able to curate over 40,000 pages of information per patient. They then upload to their cloud, which get curated. Now the big question is how a physician will get the report. So they distill that information. They have these algorithms, NLP and some of the other algorithms. So they distill that information into a 10-page, highly concise, highly actionable report for the physicians. So now comes to trust. Of these reports. So as I said, one of the thing to look for is their revenue. So if their revenue is growing, which is a good news, so that means the trust is getting built. I mean, physicians are accepting it, physicians are recommending the device, so they are trusting it more and more every year. So they, of course, I'm sure the physician will look through their peer review publications, AI algorithms which are published, to make sure that the data that they are using, it's trustworthy. And also the company need to you know uh, showcase themselves as a company which can handle the data. They have good processing capabilities and they can build some really good solutions, so that is great. What I feel like, the artificial intelligence is going to help the physician becoming more and more confident, efficient in coming time, whether reducing the time. So imagine you have to look at, I'm not saying 40,000 pages, but imagine you have to look at 300 pages report versus 10 pages report. Of course you are gonna save time over there. And if the data is good quality, you know where to look, what things to look at. Then you can see more patients, you can help them better, things like that. So it will help overall, both on the physician side as well as the patient side. So another thing is, the traditional algorithms that we have today, ECG devices and all that, they have over 50 to 70% inaccuracies. Again, this is not my numbers, I just pulled it out from some of the research reports that I have looked at it. So that means people have to rely on physicians interpretation of this data. So if the physician is good, great, yeah, you are in good hands. And I'm not saying physicians are bad, but it comes down to experience, right? So if the underlying data is good, it's gonna improve the best physician to do better job. And also it's gonna help a mediocre physician, with a mediocre experience to do better. So that means physicians can do better jobs. It's like for a patient, it's peace of mind. They know that data is good, and physicians can do a better job using this data. So they are getting more and more comfortable over a period of time. So let's talk about why the stock is down today. So there has been a recent short interest in the stock, regarding, there are some recent lawsuits against the company. So apparently there's some changes in the payout rate by some government agencies around this product. And personally, I don't call it, but whenever some of these things happen, you'll probably see a lot of ambulance chasers. You'll probably see a lot of lawsuits against the company. They are negotiating the rates. If the government agency is changing some rates, if there's some negotiation that is happening, they try to find a way to, I don't want to call them assist the short interest, but in a way, whether they are doing on purpose or not, they are assisting those short interest to make profits over there. But I see that's happening here. Of course, there's some reduction in the reimbursement, especially from like Medicare, yeah, one of the Medicare partners. So what I see is, in some cases, if they are reducing the rates in some states, and they can, the company can sell more. I mean, the company is getting accepted by a lot of hospital, lot of private hospitals. And of course, if the demand grows for the company, for the product, even in some states, if they are getting less paid, they will probably compensate for that with better technology, better margins, more sales. So that's probably going to happen. And the good thing is the price is way down. um, you know it's around $172. Like, I got in at $173 today, 173, $174. So that's a good time to, in my opinion, that is a very good time to buy. I mean, I look at some of these analysts, what they are saying. So the average price is somewhere around $228, which is a good upside in my opinion. There is a high upside as well. The low is 170. I think we already crossed that bar. So all in all, it looks like a good time to buy. And I look back at my data, and I look, this zone here, buying zone here. So I feel more comfortable, because usually what happens, the price is going down. There's no way to find out how far it will go down, or whether it's a good time to buy or not. So at least by looking at this data, I am able to feel more confident about my buying decisions. So yeah, that's pretty much it around my analysis of IRTC. And just to give you a quick update on the data that we are um, going to make it available to all of you. So the outlier, the product name is Outlier. It will be available sometime by end of next week. We haven't decided on the dates yet. It has been snowing here in Texas. I live in Texas, and the weather conditions have been very bad from last few days. So we had to push our product release for next week. But we are very confident by sometime next week it will be there. So thanks again, guys, for watching my videos. And if you have not subscribed, please do so, because every week I pick up a stock, analyze it, and also share my stock investing journey. Thanks a lot for watching my videos.